What's up, y'all? So listen, we're gonna jump right into it, right? And it's right around the corner. It's hours away. We're talking about the new moon inside of Cancer for the year 2023. Now, this will be happening at approximately 2:32 p.m. Eastern time. So wherever you are in the world, y'all adjust and make that fit in the way it's supposed to fit in. You heard? So it's new. It's the beginning of something. Cancer is a cardinal sign. Cardinal signs set it off. Cardinal signs get things going. They get it moving. They are the initiators, the starters, right? So with this, things are being birthed. Things are being created, right? It deals with creation. Now, some people, they actually want to create actual babies. Others, they want to create projects. Again, this is a place where you make it fit where it's supposed to fit. You know what I'm saying? And but not only that, think about Cancer and how it feeds, right? How it nurtures. These are heartfelt emotions that come second nature to us, right? It's just primitive. Maybe that's not the correct word to use for it, but it's instinctual, right? It's survival based. It's how we maintain our prowess. Let's say if we didn't have the faculties to be able to excel at the rate that we do right now. Right? So, but these are heartfelt rules that come in a spiritual manual as opposed to the Capricorn sign, right? Which is more about the structure, the man-made structure, or the manual that's earthbound and that's structured. You know what I mean? So it's like, an example is like breastfeeding. You know what I mean? Like, I bring that up because a grand cross is being activated. So it's just like days after. Don't quote me on. I should have got this date before I started the video, right? But hopefully in the edit, I'll grab the date and I'll put it across the screen for y'all. So there's a grand cross being activated. I had a grand cross in my natal chart when I was born. So these are very contemplative. A grand cross is a contemplative type of position to hold, because it's like you're in all four directions: east, west, north, south. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like you got to consider each way and weigh each scale, each option when making decisions. So a grand cross is at hand right now because just days, in a few days, the nodes are going to shift. So the north node is going to go into Aries and the south node is going to go into Libra. All right. And while this is happening, simultaneously, the moon is going to be in Cancer and the planet Pluto is inside of Capricorn. Now, lo and behold, Pluto was in Aquarius some time ago, right? It just recently went into Aquarius and then it decided to do a remix, right? It did the reverse. It put it in reverse, brought it back into the sign Capricorn. So now it's back in the Capricorn. It's going to be there until 2024. Don't quote me on that date either. If I'm in the flow of things, I'm going to put that across the screen as well. But you know, so beginning with Pluto and Cap, right, opposing the moon in Cancer. So like I was saying about breastfeeding, right, like Capricorn energy will literally give the child Similac and say, oh, babies everywhere, we've made this powder. We've constructed this powder for all of these babies to get you want to mass produce babies? Well, we're going to mass produce this powdered milk instead of giving the baby titty, right? Cancer way is give the baby titty. You understand? Titty milk. So basically, in a nutshell, it's the corporation opposing the tribe. That's what we're facing here, with the moon being inside of Cancer and Pluto being inside of Capricorn. Well, the moon being new, or should I say, with the moon being new, there's no light, right? New moons, there's no light. It's the very beginning of something. But we're no stranger to this when we're dealing with Cancer energy, right? Because the moon rules over mystery. So nothing to see here. Moon is in Cancer, where it's home at, where it belongs. The Cancer energy is used to feeling its way around things. We'll figure it out as we feel our way through. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what's unique about this is Pluto also rules over secrets. So on the opposite side, you have Pluto in these two signs that oppose each other. However, both celestial bodies have a close representation to secrets and mystery. Now, remember we said that, well, it's a new moon. Where's the light? We're going to need more light than usual. It's not a 3/4 moon. It's not a full moon, right? Usually things are fully illuminated. We'll be able to see better. With the new moon, not so much so, right? We could barely see the foot that's being put in front of us. However, with Pluto being on the opposite side, Pluto reveals secrets. Pluto is an excavating planet, so it's going to reveal things that are happening in the opposing force, right? Which is Capricorn. So this unearthing makes things much more simpler for all of us. Now, with Pluto being in retrograde, because remember I said it was in Aquarius, it will be excavating things that are relative to things that are industrious and things that are corporate. Now, let's think about something right now, right? I'm going to give you a broad look into how this is interpreted, right? I didn't make this stuff up. This is just God. This is the universe acting up, if you want to put it that way, right? So just recently there was a movie release called The Sound of Freedom. I don't know if you heard of it, if you're familiar with it, but it's a movie that has taken the box office by storm. It was released on July 4th, which is Independence Day. Okay. Independence Day is when? It's during Cancer season, right? Not only that, it was the birth of America, meaning America is actually a Cancer. Look up the natal chart. I'm not making this up. This is real stuff. Look up the natal chart for America. You will find that America is a Cancer, and you'll see all of the other celestial bodies and where they're at, and you can have a ball researching that if you when you look into it. So this is when America was born. This movie is doing numbers at the box office. I think the budget was $14 million. It's in the theaters with movies that got names that are renowned when it comes to franchises. You got The Little Mermaid, you got Indiana Jones, and I don't know which Crusade this is. There's another cartoon that had just came out. I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is doing a remake right now. There's other movies out there that have these Fast and Furious. All of these other movies that I named with the big names, $350 million budgets, $160, $260 million budgets. These movies are flopping. They're flopping. And what you see being revealed, look at the context of these films, right? You got The Sound of Freedom. Remember, there's a lot of Cancer attributes in that, just because it's released on July 4th, just because it's The Sound of Freedom, right? Ruled by Cancer. Here it is, we have this movie that is very sensitive, Cancer, and it's about sex trafficking children. Now, remember I said a lot of people during this time are going to want to make new babies, while others are going to want to create new projects. I say choose wisely because of what we're being presented here. God is talking to us. The universe is talking to us through these channels, through these vessels. More on a Plutonian level, I say, because it's you got to think about it. It's more of a general sense of what is being expressed right here, right? In general, this is what's happening. So when you say general, it means it's broad. You know what I mean? It's a broad statement. And generational planet, right? You make that correlation, you understand it better. And here it is, we're dealing with this sensitive topic of children being trafficked, sex trafficked, and we have to stop for a moment, or we are, because we're forced to, because this is right in our face and it's such a big thing. Everybody everywhere is talking about this movie. It's all over YouTube, it's all over the social media, it's all over YouTube, I'll tell you like that. So we got to think, our mother nation is this. When you look at the news and the press and stuff like that, and you see the type of negative backlash that movie is getting, it does make one question, why are they getting such negative reviews when this movie is based on a true story, right? And we have to consider our mother nation, which is a cancer, America, and say, well, is this what you're doing with our babies? Is this how you're taking care of the babies? Is this how you're nurturing the babies? A serious conversation needs to be had here, right? Because this movie is about babies, and it's putting the light, right, in it's kind of a new light, because at least to my understanding, I don't know of this sort of thing being normalized at all. You know what I mean? And in contrast to it, right, the opposing side is these, like I said, major networks, or you can call them franchises, if you will, right, of these other blockbuster movies. They are, with these big budgets, they are promoting the wokeism movement, and they are actually accelerating artificial controversy with like racial blurred lines, like they're swapping racial characters, they're swapping races of the characters that are aligned with these movies. I think even now they're doing like Lord of the Rings, and they're like switching the races of these characters. But you see, these things are done purposely because they know it's going to get a lot of media attention. So this is the new thing now. It's like trolling. It's like, oh, we're going to make this person black, or make that person white, make this person redheaded, and then, blue haired, and going to make this person a homosexual. So then if and when the movie flops, we're going to say, oh, it's because they're racist. It's because the people doing the reviews are leftists. It's because they're righties. It's because they're far right. It's because they're part of the LG, those people, right? It's so many things that they can use as excuses to why whatever occurs if it happens to fail. So, like I said, I'm just explaining to you the things that the universe is showing to us, right? I haven't publicly or even privately here with you guys chosen a side as of yet, right? And of course, I do have my side. My point here is, how is this being revealed to us? It's right in front of our faces. Like, where's the outrage? You understand? And there is some, lo and behold. So I'm not putting everybody down and saying like y'all are not outraged by seeing this movie. I'm actually type reluctant to watch it. I know I'm going to watch it, but I know I'm going to be deeply disturbed by watching that. So you know where I stand. And that's just the real deal, and the revelation here is corporate opposing the tribe, the corporation opposing the tribe, right? Because I know there's a lot of mothers that is watching this. There's a lot of mothers that's watching what's going on, and they are through. They're like, this is despicable. This is, you understand what I'm saying? Yet we have a true story, a movie based on a true story, and guess what? We're speaking about America being a nation that is a cancer, as a mother. The United States of America have the highest statistics when it comes to the consumption of child sex trafficking. That is so embarrassing. That is so despicable. It's so disgusting. And it speaks loud. Again, I'm reiterating how Pluto excavates and reveals secrets. So, and according to the film, because I've seen interviews of the people who played in the film and who directed it and things of that nature, there are entities that are involved with this stuff that, there's high people in high places, if that's what you want to call them. I would call them very lowly, personally. That's my take on it. You know what I mean? But that's just one sign, again, to serve as a general example for generational planning. We do and we will get more personal, though, because the moon is very personal. It is the most personal celestial body out there, right? So we do have to take into consideration the things that's happening on the Cancerian side of things. It's going to be more, it's going to be affecting us more personally. So we got to check our femininity at the door. That's one, right? How is our nurturing skills? How are we doing with people? The people that are close to us or the people that we find dear? How are we doing when it comes to nurturing them? Are we smothering them, right? Because it's one thing to nurture and take care of. However, are we smothering them? Are we not giving them enough room to grow, to go out and play, to go, and I mean that in all types of facets, like to go out and experience, right? Are we on top of our people, our tribe, so much that inadvertently or maybe even unknowingly we are actually pushing them away from us to the other side, to the corporation, because they feel more at home or more cared about with the people who give them their paychecks and stuff like that, the people who take them in that type of way, because it is something to consider. I'm not like anti-Capricorn, you know what I mean? All of these signs and all of these houses embody, especially a Pisces, you know what I mean? So I'm not trying to cut a whole slice out of this zodiac pie. I'm just saying, do we hold ourselves responsible for the people that we push away as well? We can get emotional, right? Cancer, over emotional or erratic to the point where our responses, our reactions are erratic, manic, loony, and disturbed to the point where it's like, toxic to where people don't want to be around us. They can't be around us because it is contagious, right? It rubs off on them. It puts their well-being in jeopardy. So now they got to go over there, and who knows who they're going to run into when they leave the tribe. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to do that as personal people dealing with the personal celestial body, the moon. We got to check our femininity at the door. Are we being sensitive? Are we being caring? Are we being nurturing? And being nurturing enough to where maybe we got to spoon feed people. It's like that sometimes, Like I know mothers in general. I know mothers that be like, okay, here goes some titty, now go play. Go ride your bike. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. I don't know where you're going, but you're going to get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not just because we're talking about femininity here that it's just going to be all roses. You know what I mean? But we got to do that. Domesticating in our lives. If you do have domestic partners out there and just family members in general, how is that household? Is it healthy? Is it unhealthy? And keep it a beam with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got a lot of me. You ain't got a lot to kick it. You know what I mean? Keep it a beam with yourself. Are you going on the gesture that, okay, you can't choose your family over everything. It is what it is. That's my family, though. And so you're tolerating this type of behavior that is done repeatedly because the moon does rule over habits, because that's your family, because that's the stepdad, or because that's the cousin, or that's the uncle who had to move in. And like, are we just tolerating a deteriorating health due to those titles? Because Capricorn got its titles too, right? CEO, COO, supervisor, manager. And then you got the family, they got their titles too. Meemaw, Pawpaw, and on down, right? Is the little brat just running the whole household and making you spend more money than you're supposed to because you can't refuse the little cute fat cheeks and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? These are the things we have to ask ourselves. And Not only that, are we enjoying our home lives, our domestic lives, by retreating into our shells and saying, okay, we're secure. I got some safety. I got my place. I don't care how big, how lavish, how small, how comfortable. It's mine or it's ours. Are we taking the time out to bask in that, to really appreciate that? Or are we darting out of the house with our cancer claws out, going to get the money because we have to feel secure even when we're feeling secure? Because that is a con of cancer energy, still going out and about to do more because of the fear of not being secure. Or whatever hospital visit pops up and then I got to go to the ER, that's going to be a $1,500 bill and X, Y, and Z. You understand what I'm saying? I know you mothers definitely understand what I'm saying. So, we got to ask ourselves those questions as well. So we personalize simultaneously as Pluto was in Capricorn, and then we got to personalize to the extent where we check our own natal chart. See, where Cancer is for me, and my natal chart is going to be different for where Cancer is for you guys, right? Or we might have the same type of natal chart, and you might share with me. So for me, for example, right, I got Cancer in my midhaven. It's in my career. It's in my 10th house, right? So, I'm starting to act now on a serious note. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it's like a change of career, starting something new. That's what I'm saying. Starting something new. Cancer studies in general, I've learned from studying sign Cancer, benefits when they switch careers every now and then. I don't know if it's going to be a 3, 5, 7, 10-year span to when you switch and branch off and merge off. And sometimes these industries are related to each other, so it's not just like something way over there from what you used to do. A lot of the times it's very similar. So I've noticed myself, I've been verging off of astrology, not completely, but merging into the entertainment industry in the way of acting. Hopefully we'll see in due time exactly what I'm talking about. And it's good to start something new. It's good to feel this increased new vitality, because Cancer energy has the tendency to hold on to things that weighs it down. All right. So this can range from traumatic memories that we hold on to, that we haven't healed from yet. We haven't went to get therapy from. We don't talk to anybody about. We don't vent to anybody about. And it could be coming from fear, or, we just can't trust people like that, whatever it is. Sometimes you got to go to the extent of getting professional help, or even go back into the foundation, the shamans, the root work that we've been doing way back. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of that is coming back into the fold, but it might be something new for you. You know what I mean? You might go get you a couple of stones and put them to charge under the moon, and, light a couple of candles, whatever your ceremony is. You know what I'm saying? I ain't hating. Whatever your ceremony is, just don't be killing no babies and drinking baby blood and shit like that. It's fucking awkward that I even have to say that, but I said it. But even, it could range from that to just getting rid of old papers, old envelopes of mail that you haven't opened, or that you have opened and it's still just sitting on the counter, because it's just Cancer energy, yo. You got, like me, again, an example is I removed mad clothes out of my closet that I don't wear no more, that I don't even want no more. I just got rid of them. I got like 5, 6 outfits in my closet right now. Real spill. Like, I got a couple of jackets left, and that's it. I got a couple of things that I made by hand, and I think I'm moving more into that energy now as well. You understand? So that's something new for me too, taking a hobby more serious and stuff like that with the sewing and stuff. All of that stuff out of the door, though. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff out of the door, so you can be free from the clutter, be more free to feel. Because when you're overwhelmed, it impacts the feelings, your nerves, and it drives up hypersensitivity. Next thing you know, you're worried about so many things that probably are not even that threatening. You clean and clear out your abode, the same is reflective of the mind. The moon rules over the subconscious mind. Let's get it. Talk to me. Okay, so another way to gain hits. Another way to gain hints, let's call it to obtain some moonlight. We're going to call it that. Another way to obtain some moonlight to see where it is we're going with this new moon in Cancer for 2023. We can do a history lesson. We can go back to 2009 when Pluto first entered the sign of Capricorn, right? Again, because we're talking about Capricorn, because Capricorn opposes Cancer and Pluto is back in Capricorn right now. Just so I'm catching y'all up to speed in case you might have forgot or you need reiteration because you're newer to astrology. I understand that sometimes when people got to be reminded of why I'm bringing certain things up. So in 2009, Pluto went inside of the sign of Capricorn. I'm going to use myself as an example again, right? 2009, November 27th, Pluto went inside of the sign of Capricorn. Exactly the year before that, my mom's passed away. All right. My mom's passed away. And the way that it was told to me was that she all of a sudden decided that she wasn't going to a doctor appointment and that she wasn't taking her medication. Now, mind you, my mom's did this for 11 years, went to all of her doctor appointments and took her medication. This particular time she decides not to do it, she passes away, right? And please don't cry for me and stuff like that. And don't be mad at me either because I'm using my mom's as an example. I think she'd be proud of me because I'm taking this as an opportunity to teach. But I just want to give you insight into how these things work. You know, moon rules the mother. That's my mom, right? Although it was a year before the actual entrance, when it comes to generational planets and even with the transitional planets, just put it this way. The slower a planet moves, the longer of a trail it will leave before and after they enter signs. When they enter signs, right before they enter signs, and right after they leave. So for a generational planet that takes the longest to rotate, which is Pluto, you can feel and will feel and observe things that occur before the actual sign changes. You get what I'm saying? So that happened. All right. I think the BP oil spill is something that also happened around that time, if I'm not mistaken. Corporation, right? BP, huge corporation. All that oil spilled in the water. Pluto exposed that, revealed that, right? Back to my mom's, right? It's like this. This is something else that I had to consider, is that she, instead of taking nutrients, right? Nutrients and nutrition is ruled by Cancer. Okay. She consumed synthetics, which is pharmaceuticals, right? And that's more along the lines of corporation, right? So you see the difference here. You see the opposing sides here. And this is not medical advice. I'm not telling you what to take and what not to take, please. I'm just explaining a story. I'm just breaking it down for you, all right? But that's how it went down. That's how it occurred. Also, Pluto rules death, and I don't want to scare anybody. This is not why I'm doing that. But Pluto rules death, and it also rules the rebirthing of something new, you know. But it rules over death, and my mom's passed away, you know. It just is what it is. Now, in the actual year of 2009, I left the entertainment industry. So the reason why I left is because some things that were done by some shady characters within my circle were revealed to me. These secrets came out. You understand what I'm saying? And I could have stuck it out. I could have maybe sat down and negotiated some different terms or, you know, reconciled with a few people. However, that's not what happened. That's not the route I chose to take. I chose to go the route by going off on my own. So what happened was in 2009, I started my own entertainment company. I called it Benjamin Bugs. So now you can see where Rated Benjamin and Benjamin comes from and all of that. I did that on my own. So it was after that fall, winter passed, springtime came, and I went and I created that company, 2009. Now, what also happened during that time, because you got to realize these generational planets, they range from like 7 to 20 years inside of one sign. So Pluto was in Capricorn from like 2009 to 2000. So what happened is I ended up leaving my marketing firm as well. Now, that didn't happen till about 2012. However, both of those things happened. Like, I ended up leaving corporate. Like, I was just through with corporate. I was done with it. You know what I mean? And again, even with the marketing firm, some shady characters within that circle did some things. It got revealed they was plotting on me anyways. Sometimes the jealousy and the envy, Pluto, right, can get the best of people, and they do some underhanded things to get you up out of there. You know what I mean? And I'm happy that it happened, honestly. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get into details on how it all transpired and stuff, maybe another time. But I'm happy that it happened. You know, it was a mystery for me. It was just like, because I didn't know what I was going to do, which is one day I go in and poof, that place of employment is gone too. So now I'm really on my own, doing it on my own. You know what I'm saying? Surviving, ruled by the moon, ruled by Cancer. And I'm okay, y'all. I'm okay. Today I'm okay. Now, peak game, right? Now, I make a point of that because now here it is in 2023. I just told y'all I'm getting into acting, right? So 2009, I started an entertainment company. I got awards for it. I might put it up on the website. But anyway, I digress. 2009, I started an entertainment company. I pretty much put it on a back burner for a time because I had to get money. You know what I'm saying? And then entertainment was just not making money at that time. I was new. I was on my own. I wasn't new to the entertainment industry, but I was new to being on my own in the entertainment industry. And I had broke a lot of ties with the people who I was in the industry with. You understand? So it wasn't the simplest of rides. So I had to go out and do other things, find other things to make income, which I did. You know, I started veering off into astrology, which was later. Like, I was not into astrology at all back then, but it's amazing how I'm able to get into ephemeris and backtrack to those times and recall these events and say, well, astrology was working through me the entire time, and it was working through us the whole entire time back then when I didn't know anything about it, you know, just a mere horoscope that I'd read in the newspaper. But I'm doing this entertainment thing, and here it is now in 2023. I'm back, but more in the entertainment side of things instead of astrology. You know what I mean? I'm still doing astrology, but it's just I'm veering off more into the entertainment side of things. So that's why I made a point of that. I put emphasis on that because this retrograde, this Pluto retrograde, is going to remind you, and this can work for everyone who's watching this. It's going to remind you of the things that you was playing peekaboo with back then. Those things are going to be brought back to surface, excavated for you for a reminder. So you could be like, oh, I remember I did that. I remember I did that. And a lot of these things are going to excite you because Neptune and Saturn is inside of Pisces right now. So your dreams are at hand. Saturn and Neptune conjunct inside of Pisces equals your dreams coming true, your dreams coming into reality. So for those of you out there who have your fantasies all scattered out in the ether, they're like in doodles over here and sketched over here, and you know, they're all in a computer, different hard drives and in different discs and all of that stuff scattered all over the place. And some of you might not even did anything relative to what your dreams, your fantasies are, and that's okay. I'm here to tell you that this is the time right now where you can put those things in order. I'm a Pisces. My stuff is always scattered. I've wanted to act for so long, it's ridiculous, right? And I'm one of those people who have doodles here. I try my hand at writing a book. So, you know, the fantasy stuff has always been there. It's just like I didn't do it. But when Saturn came into Pisces, instantaneously, I know where to put all of the pieces in the jigsaw puzzle at to realize this thing, you know? And I also want to put emphasis on that because it doesn't mean that you've wasted your time because you have all of those things scattered around. You have your dreams and your fantasies scattered all over the place in no type form and no type structure. What it means is that you've been doing it all along. You've been doing your dreams all along. If it was part-time, a quarter time that you were doing it, you were still doing it. So you can pull all those things together now and put them together and put them in play now. And with the moon in Cancer, this new moon being being trine Saturn and Neptune, it's easy, it's lucky, it's second nature. It falls right in your lap. Don't take it for granted, because that can happen when you're dealing with trines. A trine is when two planets are between 112 and 128 degrees apart from each other, with a 3-degree orb allowance. Get in the comment section if you want to know more details about what an orb is, what an orb allowance means. Yes, you can actually comment by clicking the link, and I put you on to these long form content videos as commenters, not just mere viewers. All right, so you can ask questions and stuff in the comment section of the document. But I say that to say this is the time to put your dreams into motion, to actualize them, to really make it happen. Like, trust me when I tell you, it's happening, So I another small example, like I was going through the archives and I found this photo that is from a girl. She was like the third girl that helped me when I started the entertainment website on my own. But I was just doing it like on some social media stuff and like, a little bit of journalism and, posting stuff. We was having fun. We was really just having a lot of fun. I wasn't really driving hard trying to make money out of it or whatever the case may be. I was testing the waters and seeing how good this thing can get. You know what I mean? So, but me, I held on to the record. I'm a picture fanatic. I'm a Pisces. You know what I'm saying? So I got my pictures, and although it was years ago, this is a photo from 2010. I brought it back up and I'm using it right now. It's going to be used for something either this year or next year, right? I'm putting it out either this year or next year. So it just goes to show that your dreams are not squandered. Your dreams are not beneath you or too far away from you to grasp and bring into reality. They're not. And that's my proof. A photo from 2010, y'all. Yeah. And so yeah. So, like I said, I was having fun. We was having fun. I was gathering my tribe. You know what I mean? People seeing me online. I'm not necessarily in the same proximity no more, but I'm working from home, which is another thing I'm about to bring up. I'm working from home, so I'm able to reach out to people on the phone and the internet. And I'm like, they see what I'm doing. They like, yeah, I got you. What you need, just photos and videos and stuff like that, commentary and subjects to talk about. I'm like, yeah. So people just helping me out from long distance. You know what I'm saying? And I was using other platforms in order to get my message out, to get our message out. And now fast forward from 2009, 2010 to 2023, I done coded my own website, while Saturn was in Aquarius. I coded my own website. Aquarius rules over technology, and that's why I brought it up. You know what I mean? And Pluto also entered Aquarius, right? It went backwards, retrograde into Capricorn. So Pluto is the planet of preparation as well. So from 2009, I prepared that entire time for this time right now. And how did that transpire? I left early. Like, I was working from home years ago because of my circumstance. You know what I'm saying? So that was all preparation ground for me for what really happened, or should I say hit the fan. Look, we fast forward to 2019. You have a pandemic that hits the air and it mandates everybody to go home. So now everybody is home and I'm just sitting there experienced as fuck because I've been home, and I'm not bragging. It's just, that's the way my cards were, right? I'm sitting there experienced as fuck because I've been working from home for years now. You know what I'm saying? So when other people were panicking, and again, this is not to make fun of anybody who suffered from those times and stuff, and is still suffering, but luckily I had that experience under my belt, so I didn't have to panic. I was already at home. I was comfortable in that position. You understand what I'm saying? Now, but again, to piggyback off what I was saying about the website and stuff like that, now I got my own website, so nobody could take my stuff down no more. You know what I'm saying? Nobody could flag this and flag that and say, no, you can't do this, you can't do that no more. You or your people, y'all can't be doing that stuff. We're not doing that anymore. Thanks to the preparation and the power of Pluto. See, these planets, these instructors, these angels, they have pros and cons. It depends on how you use the energy. So, I got to prepare from working from home and stuff like that, which was a blessing. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm so comfortable to the point, and we're so comfortable to the point that we don't have anything to consider that is opposing that. And this goes into more about the Grand Cross, because the nodes are shifting. And with the North Node shifting in Aries, what's that suggesting is we take action, right? You exert energy and passion into taking action to fulfill your desires and go after what it is that you want, right? So for people who have just been working from home and gotten comfortable in that type of space, when you got the North Node tugging at your head, Aries, to go out and do, it takes you out of the home, right? However, got to consider this as well. It's not necessarily so, and this is why. South Node is in Libra, and the South Node suggests to release, to let go of, to rid away of, to sweep away, right? Let it go. So Libra rules over the public at large. The Libra sign is the economy. Libra is outside. You get where I'm going with this? So while the North Node is tugging at the head saying, hey, take action, the South Node is saying, well, not in the public eye, not outside. We ain't going outside. We chilling. Y'all have outside. South Node time for the next, I think, 2 years, 2 to 3. We South Node in it now. Y'all have that public shit. Now, different strokes for different folks. This is going to apply differently to certain people. See, me, I kind of got a pass because for me, Aries in my natal chart is in my 8th house. So it's how can I be out in the public when my North Node is going inside of a house that's secretive, right? How secretive can I be if I'm outside in the public at large and I'm shaking hands with everybody and I'm around all my friends and all my enemies and everybody? How can I exercise my Aries in my 8th house? It just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. So I gather beforehand that I'm going to be doing more behind the scenes work and not really seen like that. You understand what I'm saying? Now the cards will fall different for somebody who has Libra in the 7th house, right? Aries in the 7th house, because the 7th house is public at large and it's the economy is outside. So when you got Aries in the 7th house, that it's just like a mathematical equation. It's taking action inside of the house that is in the public. So you're taking action in the public arena. However, wherever at in the public, that's going to be on you, it adds to your life story. But you see, this is how these things differ. And this is what to look out for when you study and stuff like that. So get your ephemeris. I tell y'all all the time, get your ephemeris and get to it. You know what I'm saying? Look back in 2009, what was going on. You might just remember with your memory what was going on in 2009 and stuff like that. And then compare and contrast to what's going on now. And you'll see your story will flavor differently, of course, but you'll see. I guarantee you, like, you can get in the comment section and be like, yo, guess what I found? And this, and you was right. Watch. It's not, I didn't make it all up. It's astrology. What do you want to do? It's God. It's the universe. So with this Grand Cross, though, you got to just keep this in mind. It means that the angular signs are lit the fuck up. that means you're gonna be starting something. You got to be starting something. Like, you're gonna be starting something. You know what I mean? What it is, it's gonna be what it is. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be a lot of starting things, and you can get torn again because of Grand Cross. There's a lot of contemplation involved. You gotta look that way, that way, that way. You're looking both ways before you cross the street. You're looking 4 ways before you cross the street now. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, it's the quickest moving signs, and it's so that can like kind of disrupt your thinking a bit, maybe give you a little bit of pressure or anxiety. So check that. Get your nurturing on, because Cancer rules over nurturing and taking care of your, nutrition for your body and stuff like that. Exercise. That's another thing that I want to advise, to exercise. North Node being in Aries, exercise, work it out. You know what I mean? And if don't get rid of all your creature comforts, because that's Cancer. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying to eat something that is full of high fructose syrup either. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, if you got like a little peach cobbler made out of organic stuff and all that, like, yeah, bust that whole pie down. You know what I'm saying? Just work out afterwards. Take those actions to reverse the situation or quell the situation, if you will, at the same time. You know what I mean? Make that a habit as well. Get some healthy habits going on. Trust your gut. Go with the flow. Trust your instincts. Move based upon your instincts. Because going with the flow, it opposes structure, And, this whole method for doing something, it's just like, look, you know how the Cancer moves. It's just like, look, if I feel this is what I'm supposed to do, I'm gonna do it. If it feels right, I'm gonna do it. I'm a Pisces. We go in the same vein. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna trust my gut on this. I get where you're coming from, and it's a discrepancy, right? Look at how, another example, look at how the news outlets and stuff, they're saying the corporations are like begging people damn near to come back to their offices and making up these. Elon Musk talking about people gotta go to work because the food workers are bringing everybody their food. So how do you look like not going to work? And you can see what side I'm on, obviously, right? But it was just, to me, it was just like the wrong thing to say from that guy. Like, dude, it's apples and oranges. You're comparing food workers who work outside to like a coder, for example. A coder can sit right here and code all day long because it's coding. What do you want to? You want to force them to pick up their laptop and come hang out with you in your office and sit around a bunch of people who probably don't like them anyway? Like, that's disturbing. It could be disturbing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all get around them coworkers that you don't like them necessarily. They don't like you, and it ain't even your fault type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some sickness going on with that. So, not to drag it, but y'all get what I'm saying, right? But that's what I advise. Go with your gut. Go with your instincts. Go with the flow. Because, and I'll give you another small example of what I mean by this whole going with the flow in contrast to the methodology of how corporate structure is ran. I just recently had interaction with a girl that I've worked with before. We've worked together in the past, and I seen she was I don't want to say struggling, but she was just like going through something. You know what I'm saying? And I seen it with the vivid eye, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna reach out to her, and I'm gonna give her something. I'm gonna give her a little something. I'm gonna toss something her way, because she did look out for me when she. Now mind you, I gave her an advance and everything before we did what we did. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like she was squared away. It's not like I owed her, but at the same time, I'm just like, yo, let me just reach out and make sure she okay. You know what I'm saying? Let me just offer this. Let me just do this kind gesture because I fucks with her. She fucks with me. You know what I'm saying? So I reached out. She told me, thank you, but no. She didn't say thank you, but no thank you. But sort of in those words, she was just like, thank you for thinking about me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm good. I'm okay. I'm surviving. Ruled by Cancer. You know what I'm saying? I've survived, and she's no slacky. You know what I'm saying? It's just like sometimes people go through stuff. They vent. They go. It is what it is. It's life, right? But she was like, I'm good and don't worry about it. Like, you don't got to feel that way. It's just, I did something that I felt that I was supposed to do for a friend, and I know you do the same thing. Here you are, like, trying to offer me something, and I appreciate that. I appreciate you. Boom, boom, boom. So we kicking it, catch up after a while and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, cool, because she hasn't been as active on my side of things, you know what I'm saying, as far as the work and stuff goes and all that, which is cool. But I just wanted to let her know I remember you. You know what I'm saying? Cancer, the moon rules over memory too. So boom, that happens, right? Why, like a day later, these interactions are a day apart. Another girl that I've worked with in the past, we get into contacting each other. She has new material, new content and stuff like that. She shows me, I'm like, oh shit, I approve this message. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, but she want the money though, which is only right. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I respect it. And I'm like, I approve this message. Let's do it. Let's work. You know what I'm saying? And I told her, I said, you know what? I'm going to hit you in due time. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for bringing it to my attention and this, that, and the third. So it's like, you can't do this stuff in corporate. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with the first girl, they would have been like, yo, that's my bonus. Fuck that. You crazy? Like, you know what I'm saying? The extra I was going to offer her, because I told you, I paid already, but the extra I was going to offer her, people in corporate, the workforce, they'd be like, yo, that's my bonus. You better give me my bonus. Forget about it if you mentioned it to them beforehand. They like, yo, I want my bonus. Where my bonus at? You know what I'm saying? And if you don't get that to them, they're going to try to do some lobbying in the hallway and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's corporate America. That's that Capricorn shit. On the other hand, you got me. We're just feeling it out. You know what I'm saying? A little independent contracting here and there. Sometimes there's no money exchange. Sometimes there's money exchange. Sometimes there's more money than needed exchange. And I'm just like, you know what? This is excellent stuff. Or, you're going through some hard time. Fuck it, take the extra. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out later on. You know what I'm saying? That's going off of your gut. That's going off your instincts. That's going off of taking care of the tribe. You understand what I'm saying? It's not about, oh yeah, come here, make sure you wear a tie, make sure your hair is cut. If you got locks, make sure they tied to the back. And if you got long hair, make sure you put it in a ponytail or up in a bun. We don't have that over here. Make sure your boobs ain't pressed up when you come into the office. I don't want to be intimidated by no sexy woman. And we ain't doing that with the tribe. With the tribe, you know what I'm saying? It's tribal. It's just like, yo, what's going on today? Word? All right, I got you. Or you got me. That type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, it's more like moving like a family, although you're not related. It's like the stuff that you would do for your family, you're doing it for the people who help you make moves and make your dreams come true, and doing all the entrepreneurship and shit like that. You know what I mean? Now, in contrast to the corporations, what are they doing right now? The most wealthiest corporations, what are they doing right now in contrast to what I explained to how, my smaller example of how I've been working with the tribe? They're laying off thousands of people. Thousands. Think about that. The wealthiest companies in the world, assets in the billions, are laying off thousands of people right now. And it's just like, that's just Capricorn energy. We've used you to the extent that we've needed you. We don't need you like that no more. Goodbye. Maybe a severance package. They're calling people, they're emailing people that they're fired. You know what I'm saying? Don't call them in today because you're fired. How about that? This is what's going on out there right now. So this is where we're at now, y'all. The new beginnings, the new tides are coming in, and they relate to all of these things that I'm discussing. Now, there's pros on the sides of Capricorn and Cancer as well. So you may have to turn on the light switch, turn off the light switch to juggle both sides when it comes to the pros. You may have to do the same thing with the cons. I will say this though, should you have to choose a side when it comes to the cons and the pros, do it. Because that's what oppositions are about. You got to choose a side sometimes. You got to say, okay, you know what, I'm doing this. And some of y'all have sides chosen embedded in you. It's just your value system. It's your integrity. It's the things that you're about, So it's not going to be difficult for you to do. In other situations, they would be. They will be challenging. And especially when you're doing something new, you might have to do something new that you haven't done before. And this might be something that you said you'd never do before. I know I've been in plenty of situations to where I said, I won't ever do that. And then I like did some research and got some data on something. And then a circumstance presented itself to me in my life. And I'm like, you know what? I'm about to do that thing that I said I wouldn't do. It happens sometimes. So that's my advice. I'm gonna try to, in the editing board, I'm gonna try to get those dates across to y'all as accurate as they supposed to be. And yeah, if anything, who knows, maybe there'll be a follow-up to this based upon where things are heading towards. All right, I'm out.